business process workspace offers two types of dashboards out of the box, a process monitor and standard dashboard. The out-of-the-box dashboards reflect standard metrics that are gathered during the execution of a process. Let's learn about the process monitor first. You'll see two drop-downs here for the process monitor. One is to select the process that you want to monitor. I'm going to monitor the mortgage process. And the other drop-down is for selecting a time interval over which you want to see metrics for the process. So for example, I can see the metrics for the mortgage process over the last 24 hours. The best way to learn about the process monitor is to run through a few instances of the process. Maybe for the first few instances, just take them to completion fairly quickly. Log in as different roles and keep approving it and take it to completion. Then create a few more and take them to some step in the process. For example, take some and take it up to the review application and don't act on it. For some others, take them up to the signed loan application and still don't act on it. What you are basically doing is you're building up a queue of tasks for these roles. Now when you go back into the process monitor and select the process and maybe for time interval select the last 24 hours, you'll start seeing some interesting information. You can see how many instances of the mortgage process are currently running, how many have faulted, and how many have completed. You can see the average time that it took for the process to complete. You can go to each activity in the process and get more information. You can see a lot of standard metrics collected for the activity. Activities with any kind of bottleneck issues will appear with a yellow or red halo around them. The color of the halo indicates the type and severity of the processing issue. The processing issue usually indicates that an activity is taking much longer than it has historically taken, or that tasks have been queued up at an activity. A yellow halo typically indicates that it's a time problem or a queue problem. Let me pick a different process to show you an example of a yellow halo. So this means that the get credit score activity probably took a little bit longer in some instances than historically what it takes. A red halo indicates that it's possibly both a queue and a time problem. It means that this activity is taking longer than what it takes historically, and also that there are several tasks waiting at this activity to be completed. So the red essentially indicates true bottlenecks in the process. Now that we know where the bottlenecks are, we can think about how to improve the process. For example, to review applications, we can have more loan officers available. You can also see some performance graphs by opening this pane here. Now what you see in these graphs here is related to the role that you have. I've logged in as Jim, who is a borrower. And if you look at our process and the borrower swim lane, you'll see that there are a few activities here. There's a start, a submit application, a sign loan application, and a credit check. Now let's go back to the graph. So the workload per activity is showing me my workload. It's showing me a value of 2. And if I go to tasks, I'll see I have 2 instances of signed loan application that I need to work on. In fact, if I create another instance of the submit loan application activity, then I should see that there as well. So let me just save this. And I should see that activity here now. Now if I go back to my process monitor, let me open the performance graphs pane again. And I see 2 activities now. I see the submit application and the sign loan application. The submit application has a value of 1. The sign loan application has a value of 2. Similarly, I can see the performance across all the different activities that my role has over here. Now let's see what these graphs look like if I'm the process owner. I've logged back in as the process owner now, and now I can see the workload and the performance across all activities in the process. So as you can see, the process monitor is something that is available out of the box, and it can give you a lot of information that you can use to improve and optimize your business process.